Right now, at this very moment, the largest blizzard in over a decade is barreling toward the East Coast. And if you live anywhere from Georgia to Maine, the next 72 hours will rewrite weather history in your city. The question isn't will it snow? The question is how much will fall in your neighborhood before Sunday night. Here's what nobody is telling you. Over 70 major cities are in the direct path. Record-breaking totals of 20 to 30 inches are likely in multiple locations. And the timing? It starts in exactly 36 hours for some of you watching right now. Stay with me for the next 4 minutes, because I'm about to reveal the exact hour the snow arrives in your city, the exact hour it peaks, and the exact hour it finally moves out. But first, here's what you need to know in the next 30 seconds. This storm combines two massive weather systems, a polar vortex diving south and a southern jet stream energy colliding over the East Coast. When these two forces meet, they create what meteorologists call a bomb cyclone. Translation: explosive intensification, rapid pressure drops, and snow rates of 2 to 4 inches per hour at the peak. Comment below right now where you're watching from. Drop your city name. I'll personally give you the specific forecast for your exact location. Because here's the reward for staying with me these first 30 seconds. I've analyzed data from 5 different weather models: the European model, the GFS model, the Canadian model, the NAM model, and the brand new high-resolution models that just came in this morning. And I'm going to give you city-by-city breakdowns that you won't find anywhere else. Let's start with the science. Then we'll get to your city. Right now, on satellite imagery, you can see 2 distinct weather systems. Look at the northern stream energy diving down from Canada. That's bringing Arctic air, temperatures 20 to 30 degrees below normal. At the same time, there's a southern stream disturbance moving across Texas and Louisiana. It's pulling moisture from the Gulf of Mexico. These 2 systems are on a collision course, and where they meet determines who gets buried and who gets spared. Here's the shocking part. Winter storm watches are already posted, not warnings yet, watches. That means conditions are likely. The National Weather Service has issued these watches across Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, Maryland, and Delaware. Over 40 million people are under these watches right now. By tomorrow, many of these will be upgraded to warnings. And here's what that means for you. Warnings mean the storm is imminent, within 24 hours. And you need to complete all preparations immediately. Temperature anomalies are already going into overdrive. By Saturday afternoon, areas east of the Rockies will be 20 to 30 degrees colder than normal. Charlotte should be in the mid-50s this time of year. Saturday's high, 28 degrees. That's before wind chill. Boston should be around 40 degrees. Saturday's high, 18 degrees. New York City, 22 degrees. Philadelphia, 24 degrees. These aren't just cold numbers. This is the deep freeze that locks in the snow and prevents any melting. Now here's where it gets interesting. The storm track. This determines everything, and I mean everything. A shift of just 50 miles east or west changes totals by 12 inches in some cities. Let me show you what's happening in the atmosphere. At the mid-levels, around 18,000 feet up, there's a strong upper-level trough. Think of it like a dip in the jet stream. This dip is diving south, and as it does, it's creating something called vorticity. That's spin in the atmosphere. And spin means lift. Lift means snow. Watch what happens. The trough starts out stretched and flat from Nebraska to Nova Scotia. When a trough is flat, it doesn't produce much, but then it changes. By Saturday afternoon, it tilts. It becomes what we call neutrally tilted, then negatively tilted. This is the magic moment. When a trough goes negative, it closes off from the main flow. You can see it on the maps. The contour lines form a complete circle. That means maximum lift, maximum snow production. And this is happening right over the Carolinas and Mid-Atlantic states Saturday night. But wait, there's another player, wind. And not just any wind. We're talking about sustained winds of 30 to 50 miles per hour with gusts up to 70 miles per hour along the coast. This creates blizzard conditions. The official definition of a blizzard isn't about snowfall amounts, it's about visibility. Visibility below 1/4 mile for at least 3 hours with sustained winds of 35 miles per hour or higher. The Outer Banks of North Carolina, they're going to see winds gusting to 70 miles per hour. Cape Cod, 60 to 65 miles per hour. These winds will create massive snowdrifts and make travel absolutely impossible. And here's something critical. This is happening during a full moon. Know what that means? Astronomical high tides. The Outer Banks are going to experience severe coastal flooding. Combined with 60 to 70 mile per hour winds and heavy snow, this is a triple threat. Homes that survived previous storms might not survive this one. We've already lost several homes in the Outer Banks over the past year. This storm will likely take more. Now, you've stayed with me for 5 minutes. So, here's the promise I made. Let me give you the specific timing and snowfall totals for over 70 cities across America. I'm going to break this down by region. We'll start in the south and work our way north. Starting in Georgia, Atlanta. Snow begins early Saturday morning around 6 a.m. The European model shows 3 to 4 inches possible. The GFS model is less aggressive, showing 1 to 2 inches. My forecast? 2 to 3 inches Saturday, ending by Saturday evening around 8 p.m. Not a crippling snow for Atlanta, but enough to cause major problems on the highways. Macon, 1 to 2 inches. Savannah, less than 1 inch. Augusta, 2 to 4 inches possible, beginning Saturday morning 7 a.m., ending Saturday night 9 p.m. Now let's move to South Carolina. This is where things get very interesting. Columbia. Snow begins Friday night around 11 p.m. Yes, it starts late Friday for the capital city. Peak rates of 1 to 2 inches per hour Saturday morning. Total accumulation? 4 to 8 inches. Storm ends Sunday morning around 6 a.m. Greenville? This is in the upstate. Snow begins Saturday morning, 5 a.m. Peak intensity Saturday afternoon. Total accumulation? 8 to 12 inches possible. The European model is very bullish here, showing some areas near Greenville potentially hitting 14 inches. Storm ends Sunday morning around 8 a.m. Charleston? This is tricky. Snow begins Saturday morning around 8 a.m. But there's a wild card here. Mixing. Charleston might see sleet mix in Saturday afternoon. Total snow accumulation? 2 to 6 inches. Highly dependent on how much mixing occurs. Storm ends Sunday morning around 10 a.m. Myrtle Beach? Snow begins Saturday morning 9 a.m. Accumulation 3 to 7 inches. But watch for a dry slot. A dry slot is when the storm pulls in drier air and snow production temporarily shuts down. This happened in Myrtle Beach in 2018. Folks who remember that storm know exactly what I'm talking about. Storm ends Sunday morning around 9 a.m. North Carolina. This is the bullseye zone. Charlotte, snow begins Friday night around midnight. That's right, late Friday night. By Saturday morning rush hour, you'll have 4 to 6 inches on the ground already. Peak rate Saturday morning through early afternoon, 1 to 2 inches per hour. Total accumulation, 6 to 10 inches. Some models show 12 inches possible in far western suburbs. This would be Charlotte's biggest snow in over 10 years. Storm ends Sunday morning around 7 a.m. Raleigh. This forecast is trickier. Snow begins Saturday morning around 3 a.m. Peak rate Saturday mid-morning. But here's the concern, that dry slot I mentioned. There's a chance, maybe 30%, that Raleigh sees heavy snow, then a lull, then more snow. This could cut totals. Conservative forecast, 4 to 8 inches. Aggressive forecast if no dry slot, 8 to 12 inches. Storm ends Sunday morning around 8 a.m. Durham, same forecast as Raleigh. Greensboro, 5 to 9 inches, beginning Saturday morning 2 a.m., ending Sunday morning 7 a.m. Winston-Salem, 6 to 10 inches, beginning Saturday morning 1 a.m., ending Sunday morning 6:30 a.m. Asheville, heavy snow likely, 7 to 14 inches. Snow begins Saturday morning 4 a.m., peak Saturday afternoon, ends Sunday morning 9 a.m. The mountains always enhance snowfall, and Asheville sits at elevation. This is a setup for potential record-breaking snow. Wilmington, coastal location. Snow begins Saturday morning 10 a.m. Mixing possible, 3 to 7 inches. Ends Sunday morning 11 a.m. Fayetteville, 5 to 9 inches. Snow begins Saturday morning, 4 a.m. Ends Sunday morning, 8 a.m. Outer Banks, this is where blizzard warnings will likely be issued. Snow begins Saturday morning, 8 a.m. Accumulation 6 to 12 inches. But the story isn't the snow, it's the wind. 60 to 70 mile-per-hour gusts, whiteout conditions, beach erosion, coastal flooding. This is a dangerous, life-threatening situation for the Outer Banks. Storm ends Sunday afternoon around 2 p.m. Virginia, Norfolk. Snow begins Saturday morning 9 a.m., accumulation 5 to 10 inches, peak Saturday afternoon. Winds gusting 50 to 60 miles per hour along the coast. Blizzard conditions likely Saturday night. Storm ends Sunday morning around 10 a.m. Virginia Beach, same as Norfolk. Richmond, snow begins Saturday morning 6 a.m. Accumulation 4 to 8 inches. Ends Sunday morning 9 a.m. Lynchburg, higher terrain, 6 to 11 inches. Begins Saturday morning 5 a.m. Ends Sunday morning 8 a.m. Roanoke, 7 to 12 inches. Begins Saturday morning 4 a.m. Ends Sunday morning 7 a.m. Northern Virginia, including Fairfax, Arlington, Alexandria. Snow begins Saturday morning 8 a.m. Accumulation 2 to 5 inches. The storm track keeps heavier snow south of D.C. Metro. Ends Sunday morning around 10 a.m. Washington, D.C. Snow begins Saturday morning 9 a.m. Accumulation 2 to 5 inches. Not a major snow for the capital. The track just isn't favorable. Ends Sunday morning around 11 a.m. But don't let the lower totals fool you. 2 to 5 inches is still enough to create hazardous travel. Maryland. Baltimore. Snow begins Saturday morning 9 a.m. Accumulation 3 to 6 inches. Ends Sunday morning around 11 a.m. Annapolis, 3 to 6 inches. Ocean City, this is on the coast. 4 to 8 inches possible with strong winds. Blizzard conditions possible Saturday night. Snow begins Saturday morning 10 a.m. Ends Sunday afternoon 1 p.m. Frederick, 4 to 7 inches. Hagerstown, 5 to 9 inches, thanks to higher elevation. Delaware. Wilmington, snow begins Saturday morning 10 a.m. Accumulation 3 to 7 inches. Ends Sunday morning around noon. Dover, 4 to 8 inches. Rehoboth Beach, coastal location. 5 to 10 inches with very strong winds. Possible blizzard conditions Saturday night into Sunday. Snow begins Saturday morning 10:30 a.m. Ends Sunday afternoon around 1 p.m. Pennsylvania. Philadelphia, now this is where the forecast gets challenging. Snow begins Saturday morning 10:30 a.m. The track keeps the heavier snow just south and east of the city. Accumulation 2 to 6 inches. However, if the storm tracks just 30 miles further west, Philadelphia could see 8 to 10 inches. Right now I'm going conservative. 2 to 6 inches. Storm ends Sunday morning around noon. Allentown, 3 to 7 inches. Reading, 3 to 7 inches. Lancaster, 3 to 7 inches. Harrisburg, 2 to 5 inches. Pittsburgh, this is way too far west. Maybe a dusting to 1 inch from lake effect after the main storm passes. Scranton, 1 to 4 inches. Mostly from wraparound snow Sunday. Erie, lake effect snow Sunday and Monday. 3 to 8 inches possible. But that's post-storm. New Jersey. This state splits dramatically. North Jersey, including Newark, Paterson, Jersey City, snow begins Saturday morning 11 a.m. Accumulation 1 to 4 inches. The track isn't favorable for heavy snow in North Jersey. Storm ends Sunday afternoon around 1 p.m. Central Jersey, including Trenton, New Brunswick, 2 to 5 inches. Begins Saturday late morning. Ends Sunday afternoon. South Jersey, including Atlantic City, Cape May, 4 to 9 inches. Much better setup for South Jersey. Snow begins Saturday late morning. Peak Saturday night. Strong winds gusting 40 to 50 miles per hour. Near blizzard conditions possible along the immediate coast. Storm ends Sunday afternoon around 2 p.m. Jersey Shore locations. 4 to 8 inches with wind gusts, making it feel like a blizzard even if it doesn't technically meet the criteria. New York, New York City, Manhattan, Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, Staten Island. This is the forecast everyone wants to know. Snow begins Saturday around noon. The track currently keeps the heaviest snow south and east of the city. Current accumulation forecast, 1 to 5 inches. But here's the caveat. If this storm shifts 40 miles west, the city could see 6 to 10 inches. That hasn't happened yet in the models. The trend has been to keep it offshore, but we're watching closely. Storm ends Sunday afternoon around 2 p.m. Long Island, this splits dramatically. Western Long Island, 2 to 6 inches. Eastern Long Island, especially out toward Montauk, 6 to 12 inches with blizzard conditions possible. Wind gusts 50 to 60 miles per hour. Snow begins Saturday noon, peaks Sunday morning, ends Sunday evening around 4 p.m. Albany, too far north and west, maybe 1 to 3 inches from wraparound snow. Syracuse, same, 1 to 3 inches. Buffalo, lake effect Sunday and Monday, separate from this system, possible 3 to 7 inches of lake effect. Rochester, same as Buffalo. Connecticut, Bridgeport, 3 to 7 inches. Begins Saturday early afternoon, ends Sunday afternoon. New Haven, 3 to 7 inches. Hartford, 2 to 6 inches. Stamford, 2 to 6 inches. The southern coast does better than interior. Rhode Island, Providence, 5 to 10 inches. This is in the sweet spot. Snow begins Saturday early afternoon around 1 p.m. Peak Saturday night into early Sunday. Blizzard conditions possible. Wind gusts 50 to 60 miles per hour. Storm ends Sunday afternoon around 4 p.m. Newport, 6 to 11 inches with very strong winds. Massachusetts. Boston. This is a tricky forecast. Snow begins Saturday afternoon around 2 p.m. The GFS model keeps Boston mostly dry with just 1 to 3 inches. The European model brings a full-blown blizzard with 8 to 14 inches. Current thinking? The European solution is more likely. Boston forecast? 6 to 12 inches, peak Sunday morning. Blizzard conditions likely Sunday. Wind gusts 60 to 70 miles per hour. This will be a high-impact storm for Boston. Storm ends Sunday evening around 6 p.m. Worcester, 4 to 9 inches. Springfield, Western Mass stays mostly dry, 1 to 4 inches. Cape Cod, this is the jackpot zone. Provincetown, Hyannis, Chatham, 10 to 18 inches possible. Blizzard warnings almost certain. Wind gusts 65 to 70 miles per hour. Snow begins Saturday afternoon around 3 p.m. Peaks Sunday morning through early afternoon. This will be a historic blizzard for Cape Cod. Storm ends Monday morning around 6 a.m. Yes, Cape Cod deals with this longer than anyone else. Martha's Vineyard and Nantucket, 8 to 16 inches with blizzard conditions. Same timing as Cape Cod. New Hampshire. Portsmouth, 6 to 12 inches. Begins Saturday afternoon. Ends Sunday evening. Manchester, 4 to 9 inches. Nashua, 4 to 9 inches. Concord, 3 to 8 inches. The northern part of the state stays on the edge. Maine, Portland, 7 to 13 inches. Begins Saturday afternoon around 4 p.m. Peak Sunday morning. Strong winds. Possible blizzard conditions. Ends Monday morning around 7 a.m. Bangor, 6 to 12 inches. Down East Maine, including Bar Harbor, 8 to 16 inches. Full blizzard conditions Sunday into Monday. Wind gusts 65 to 70 miles per hour. This will be a dangerous, life-threatening situation for Down East Maine. Storm ends Monday afternoon. Augusta, 5 to 11 inches. Lewiston, 6 to 12 inches. Vermont. Burlington, 2 to 6 inches. Begins Saturday evening. Ends Sunday afternoon. Most of Vermont misses the heavy snow. Montpelier, 2 to 6 inches. Rutland, 1 to 5 inches. Now let's talk about the rest of the country because this cold affects everyone east of the Rockies. Kentucky. Lexington, 1 to 3 inches Saturday. Louisville, trace to 2 inches. The moisture doesn't make it this far west. Tennessee. Nashville, dusting to 1 inch. Knoxville, 1 to 4 inches in the higher elevations. Memphis, no snow, just brutally cold. Chattanooga, 1 to 3 inches. West Virginia. Charleston, 3 to 7 inches Saturday. Morgantown, 2 to 6 inches. Ohio, Cincinnati, dusting to 2 inches. Columbus, trace to 2 inches. Cleveland, 1 to 3 inches Saturday. Then lake effect Sunday brings another 2 to 5 inches. Michigan, Detroit, 1 to 2 inches. Grand Rapids, lake effect Sunday, 3 to 7 inches. Indiana, Indianapolis, trace to 1 inch. Fort Wayne, 1 to 3 inches. Now here's what happens next. After the storm passes, Arctic air settles in. And I mean truly Arctic. Sunday night into Monday morning will see the coldest temperatures of the winter so far for many locations. Charlotte, low of 12 degrees Monday morning. That's without wind chill. With wind chill, it'll feel like 0 to 5 degrees. Raleigh, low of 15 degrees. Richmond, low of 18 degrees. Washington, D.C., low of 20 degrees. Baltimore, low of 19 degrees. Philadelphia, low of 21 degrees. New York City, low of 23 degrees. Boston, low of 18 degrees. These are dangerous cold temperatures, especially after a major snowstorm when many people might be without power. Power outages are a serious concern. The combination of heavy wet snow in some areas and high winds means tree branches will snap. Power lines will come down. If you're in the path of this storm, charge all your devices now. Have flashlights ready. Have a battery-powered radio. Have extra batteries. If you have a fireplace, stock up on firewood. If you have a generator, make sure it's ready to go and you have fuel. Never run a generator indoors or in a garage. Carbon monoxide poisoning kills. Travel impacts will be severe. Saturday is not a travel day. If you have plans to drive anywhere Saturday, cancel them. If you have flights Saturday or Sunday, check with your airline now. Airports will have delays and cancellations. Charlotte Douglas Airport will likely shut down Saturday. Raleigh-Durham Airport, same thing. Norfolk, same thing. Boston Logan, Sunday will be extremely difficult. Even airports that don't get heavy snow will have delays because of high winds. Road conditions will deteriorate rapidly Saturday morning. When snow falls at 1 to 2 inches per hour, plows cannot keep up. You'll have snow-covered roads within an hour of the start. Ice will form underneath the snow in many areas because temperatures Friday night will be right around freezing. That means black ice under the snow. This is one of the most dangerous driving conditions possible. Let me tell you what to do right now. If you haven't been to the grocery store, go today, not tomorrow. Today, Thursday afternoon. Get there before the evening rush. You need water. You need non-perishable food. Bread, peanut butter, canned goods, protein bars, anything that doesn't require cooking in case you lose power. Get batteries. Get medications filled. If you have prescriptions that are running low, fill them today. Don't wait. Get gas for your car. Fill up today. Gas stations might lose power. Even if they don't, you don't want to be out driving Saturday looking for gas. Get cash. ATMs might not work if power goes out. Have some cash on hand. Check on your neighbors, especially elderly neighbors. Make sure they have what they need. Make sure they have a way to stay warm if power goes out. Make sure they have food and water. Community matters in times like these. If you lose power and it's cold, stay in one room. Seal off other rooms to conserve heat. Use blankets. Wear layers. A hat indoors helps because you lose a lot of heat through your head. If you have a gas stove, you can use it for heat, but crack a window for ventilation. Carbon monoxide is invisible and deadly. Now here's something nobody else is telling you. This storm's track is still not locked in. We're 36 hours out. The models agree on the big picture. Cold air, moisture, big snow somewhere. But that somewhere could shift 50 miles either direction. And 50 miles is the difference between 6 inches and 18 inches. This is why I'll be doing updates throughout today and tomorrow. The 11 a.m. model runs come out soon. I'll analyze those. The 5 p.m. runs come out this afternoon. I'll analyze those. Tonight's model runs at 11 p.m. I'll analyze those. And tomorrow morning, I'll give you the final call forecast. But here's what I'm confident about right now. The Carolinas are going to get hit hard. Charlotte Metro, big snow. 6 to 12 inches is very likely. The I-77 corridor, you're sitting pretty for a significant snow. Columbia, South Carolina, 4 to 8 inches is very likely. Upstate South Carolina, including Greenville and Spartanburg, 8 to 14 inches is possible. This could be historic. North Carolina mountains, including Asheville, Boone, and Blowing Rock, 10 to 18 inches is possible. The Outer Banks of North Carolina, blizzard conditions are almost certain. This is not hype, this is real. Coastal Virginia, including Norfolk and Virginia Beach, blizzard conditions are very likely. Cape Cod, Massachusetts, a full-blown blizzard is coming your way. 10 to 18 inches with 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Down East Maine, same thing. This will be a storm you remember for years. For those in the I-95 corridor from Richmond up through Boston, your forecast is trickier. You're on the edge. Right now, it looks like moderate snow for most of you, 3 to 8 inches. But if this shifts west, you could see much more. If it shifts east, you could see much less. This is the nature of coastal storms. They're fickle. The track matters enormously. Here's what I need you to do right now. Comment below your city. I'm reading every single comment. I'll reply with your specific forecast. I'll tell you when it starts, when it peaks, when it ends, and how much snow you'll likely see. Don't just lurk. Engage. Drop your city name. Let me help you prepare. Also, share this video. Your family needs this information. Your friends need this information. Your coworkers need this information. This isn't about me. This is about getting critical, life-saving information to as many people as possible. A major winter storm is coming. People need to prepare. Share it on social media. Text the link to people. Email it. Whatever it takes. And here's what's coming next. I've got an update video this afternoon around 4 p.m. Eastern. I'll have the latest model data. I'll have refined forecasts. Tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern, I'm doing a live stream. You can ask questions in real time. I'll be there for at least an hour, maybe longer, going through everything. Tomorrow morning, Friday morning, I'll have another update with the final call forecast. Tomorrow afternoon, another update as the storm gets closer. Tomorrow night, another live stream as the snow begins. Saturday morning, updates as the storm is ongoing. You're going to want to stay tuned to this channel over the next 72 hours. Here's the bottom line. A historic snowstorm is coming to the East Coast. Record-breaking totals are possible in multiple locations. The Carolinas are in the bullseye. Coastal areas from North Carolina to Maine will see blizzard conditions. Travel will be impossible Saturday. Power outages are likely. This is a dangerous, high-impact winter storm. Take it seriously. Prepare today, not tomorrow. Today. Get your supplies. Check on your neighbors. Charge your devices. Fill your gas tank. Get your prescriptions filled. Cancel Saturday travel plans. Mother Nature doesn't negotiate. This storm is coming whether we're ready or not. But we can be ready, we can be prepared, we can stay safe. And that's what this channel is all about. Keeping you informed, keeping you prepared, keeping you safe. Comment your city below right now. Let me give you your specific forecast. And I'll see you this afternoon with the latest model data. Stay safe out there. This is going to be one for the history books.